tried to warn you Americans on my last post. I said, you don't even know what's coming next. And voila, not even 24 hours later, the Senate caves in and passes Bill 702, wiping away more of your civil liberties with the Fourth Amendment. Okay? And that means the intelligence offices of the United States government, CIA, FBI, DEA, Homeland Security, Coast Guard, can all spy on you without a warrant. Unreasonable search and seizures without a warrant. If this was medieval times, we call that the Inquisition, because if they can spy on you, that means they can use your neighbors to spy on you too. I don't know about the rest of you and how you truly feel about any of this, but if it was me, I'd kick that biatch Alexa out first and look for a carrier pigeon.
On this vote, the yeas are 273, the nays are 147. The bill is passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Enormous expansion of the law. It started out fairly modestly, and now it's expanded enormously. Few people understand how much data really is collected. The NSA has this enormous facility out in Utah, a data center. It's 5 times the size of the U.S. Capitol, and it holds up to a zettabyte or a yottabyte. That's the highest numbers there are in terms of storage of data. Enormous amounts of data, and that's what is going to happen now, is the expansion of the law, the expansion of the collection of data. And a lot of that data will be Americans who have no idea they're being eavesdropped on, because they're going to become repositories in that data center. The way the law works right now is that if you want to eavesdrop on an American in the United States, then you need a warrant. However, if you're calling somebody outside of the United States, another person outside the United States who's not an American citizen, then you have really no rights. They can eavesdrop on that conversation as much as possible. They can collect all those conversations and store them in the Utah data center. And then the FBI will have the opportunity to go in there and search for whatever they want without a warrant. So they could get your email address or your name on Facebook or whatever. They get whatever identifying information they can, and then search that database to see what communications you've had outside the United States. So it's an enormous amount of data that they're collecting, and very few rules in terms of warrant requirements to obtain that data.
Can you talk about the parallels you see between the illegal eavesdropping from the Watergate scandal of the 70s then and the warrantless surveillance permitted under Section 702 that's just been signed off on so it wouldn't lapse?
Well, after Watergate, there was a focus on eavesdropping, but again, that was a very long time ago, and that was when most people communicated on telephones, and there was no data collection, there was no email, so it was microscopic compared to what there is today. The way it works is the NSA has satellites all over outside the Earth, collecting satellite data from digital receivers, from communications devices, from iPhones and so forth. They have taps on undersea cables that come ashore. It's called cable heads, and they have facilities there to pick up the data. All that data funnels into both NSA in Maryland and also in Utah. So there's an enormous collection of data that I don't think people have really a real concept of how much the NSA collects. It's just enormous compared to what it was in the days of Watergate.